Well, good morning all. Well, I guess I should say good afternoon. Now, the last week or so, it's been pretty stormy weather, and I'm not able to get to where I want to go today, so I thought, well, it'd be a good day to do some exploring. And I put a bunch of miles on the Jeep today, and all I've managed to come up with so far is a pocket full of bullets and nails. Now, day's pretty near half gone, so I thought, I gotta find some gold. And where else to do it? Best spot I can think of is at the creek. Now I found a spot that looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna set the high banker up right here. That way I can dump my tailings in this hole right here. And then if you look upstream, we got some huge boulders. Real big boulders piled in here, and we got a little gravel bar. Right there where my pack is and stuff, there's a little gravel bar built up right there. We're gonna work this gravel bar. Now we know we're not gonna find any big gold, but hopefully we can find enough flood gold. I'm gonna get everything set up and get started digging. He's running, I ran some gravel through, box looking good. Now I'm just gonna start digging this gravel and running it through. Well, I had to shut everything down because I thought I could just keep digging. These rocks are packed in here super tight. I'm having a hard time getting out, which is kind of a pain, but it's a good thing. If this gravel's packed, that means it's been here a while. Well, I'm gonna dig, stockpile my gravel right here before I fire the motor back up. No sense having it run and not being processing gravel. Okay, well, we got us quite a pile of gravel here. So we're gonna run it. The only problem with, I think I might have just ran out of gas. Not to worry, I brought more gas. Back at it. And I'm gonna run this pile through, and then I think we're gonna do we're not gonna do a cleanup, but we're gonna clean it out a little bit, see if we're picking anything up. And yes, my hands are getting cold. Okay, I'm gonna run her down to an idle and see if we can see anything in the box. Now it's hard to tell, but I'm guessing we've run a couple 3 5-gallon buckets through. Got a little bit of weeds on here. Now I do have the box set up just a little bit flatter than I normally would because we are looking for flood gold because we're not going to find anything big up here. Okay. But we definitely got some gold in there, so not sure how much, but we beat the skunk. Okay, well, I'm going to shut it down, build another pile. I'm here to tell you, these rocks are really, they are really packed in here, which is a good thing. Now, I just came across, like right in here, I would show it to you, but I think it'd be almost impossible to see it. But basically I have, after I pry out the first set of rocks, it's still packed under those, but there is like a layer of black sand and there's pockets. Now I hit one pocket right here under me that had all kinds of black sand, and actually there was 2 nails had circled and dropped in there with that black sand. So that's a really good sign, because you know that the heavies are dropping where that black sand and the nails are. Now we're not sure until we pan out how coarse our black sand is, but we're only going to have enough time. Boy, I can't get these things loose. We're only going to have enough time for the one run, because I've already been at this for, I'm sure it's well over 2 hours. I'm starting to get a little worried we're going to end up boulder bound, because even the little rocks I'm having a hard time getting out of there. We're getting us quite a pile built up. And right there is what I'm talking about. It's a chunk of, looks like an old barrel hoop at one time. Set that right there. Okay, my pile's starting to slough into my hole, so time to fire up and run another pile through. We got the 3rd pile ran, we're working on the 4th pile, but there's something here in the hole I want to show you. It's a really good sign. Okay, right here we have a chunk of iron that is stuck to a big rock. And you can tell that thing has been there for a long time to actually adhere. I mean, it stuck pretty darn hard to that bedrock, or to that boulder. So that's a really good sign that that thing has not been disturbed for a long time. Now we got several things going for us here. Number one, we're surrounded by huge boulders. So there's a chance that the larger gold could be here, but it's not going to be up high. But if the big boulders are dropping here, it's created a false bar for the smaller rocks, and it's a good break to allow the fine gold to fall in here. That's why we got this gravel. Now the other thing is we have gravel, not sand. There's sand mixed in, but if this was all sandy, then there's not enough flow to deposit the gold we're looking for. And then the fact that the gravel is packed, just, I mean, unbelievably tight, that's another good sign. And then the third thing I really like is that we've found iron in our hole. We can see pockets of black sand, and then this piece of iron that's actually rusted to the rock. So this has not been disturbed for a long time. Who knows how long, but I mean, that thing's been there quite a bit. So that allows more time for the gold to build up here, because I'm assuming that nail is kind of, that layer that's really packed down there acts like a false bedrock and allows the gold to build up on it. Anyway, that's my theory. We'll find out when we get to this part. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work because the sun is starting to go over the other hill and I am sopping wet. So as soon as I'm out of the sunshine, it's gonna get cold. Well, we are officially boulder bound. So I got her down to an idle. Plus I'm sopping wet, and I've got probably another 15-20 minutes before the sun goes behind the hill. So I want to get this all cleaned up. Plus my tailings is getting to the point where I'm going to have to move them too. So I thought we'll go ahead, clean up, pack everything back to the Jeep. Okay, let's clean this thing up, see how we did. First thing we want to check, nope, no nuggets stuck in the grizzly. Darn it. And then we want to clean this Second classifier off. Well, it looks like we got a ton of black sand in the box. No nugget stuck in the second screen. Darn it. Okay, now I'm going to clean this out a little bit. Okay, going to shut her down, pan that out. I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see this, but I just started panning and look at the black sand. It's going to take way too long to pan this down. So what I'm going to do is we'll get close, see if we can see what gold we got, and then we'll finish it up at home. Oh yeah, we got gold, we got wire, we got lead, we got all kinds of stuff in there. Well, hopefully you can see there's gold all through this. I mean, those are the larger pieces, but down in here, there's all kinds of really fine stuff. Well, I don't know if you can tell from the angle of the sun. I mean, it's like, we're just about out of time. I got that as clean as I can get it. There's so much black sand that when I'm panning it, the little tiny stuff wants to go out. So we're going to take it home to where we can run it through the sieves and screen it down to different sizes. So I'm going to pack everything up, pack it all back to the Jeep. We'll see you back at the house. Made it back, and yeah, it's the next day. Well, I got that gold cleaned up. Boy, that was a job. There was some serious black sand, and we had a little bit of everything as far as black sand. We had a bunch of it. Just for the fun of it, I ran it through 100 mesh, and we had black sand that went through the 100 mesh. And we also had black sand that sat on top of the 50 mesh. So we had a pretty good spread. But if you classify it, you know, the black sand and the gold, if they're the same size, then you can pan it out pretty easy. Where if you have that much difference at the river, it's tough. Okay, well, what do you say we jump over to the scale and see how we did? Okay, just gonna dump all at once and see how we did. Ended up with 1.24 grams. A little over a gram. I'm really happy with that. That wasn't my plan. My plan was to work on the how to find gold with bad bedrock, but that last snowstorm kind of did us under. I went up, checked, and there's snow on the ground up there, so not a lot. We got warm weather coming, so hopefully that'll melt off. And I thought, well, can't mine there, so might as well do some exploring. And the spots on the hillside and out in the flats where I was looking, they didn't pan out so well. You know, I kind of killed the bullets and the nails, but that was it. But at least we got to come home with a little bit of gold. Now, hopefully this coming weekend, we can get back up to the normal river and we can finish our second video. And then I had a subscriber gave a pretty good suggestion is, how do you find gold if there's no bedrock? So we're going to work on that one too. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got on this one. So I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.